What we have fundamentally missed over the last 15 years is that we do not understand or want to understand where the corruption of these groups' ideology came from and how that relates to Islam. Islam, in and of itself, has nothing to do with Al-Qaeda and ISIS. ISIS and Al-Qaeda are essentially religious cults who have corrupted Islam, and the fifth iteration of a religious cult in Islamic history. It's not the first time. The other four were stamped out quickly through traditional Islam. But what we hear in today's policy discussions, and I'm not sure if they're really policy coming from the White House, but what I hear is that they would rather further the ideological battle between Christianity and Islam and drag 1.6 billion innocent Muslims into the exact clash of civilizations that Osama bin Laden so desperately wanted the United States to engage in. We've actually heard people in the administration say that Islam is the problem, not Islamic terrorist extremists. The Islamic terrorist extremists from ISIS and Al-Qaeda represent a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of people in this world. And with our assistance to the rest of the greater Muslim world, we are in the last stages of eliminating. ISIS is almost physically defeated in Iraq and Syria. They have maybe 1 year left before they are totally eradicated from the mainland of the Middle East, Iraq and Syria. In Egypt, they are being whittled down. In Libya, we just decimated the last remaining stronghold of ISIS with a B-2 bomber attack on President Obama's last night. Afghanistan, the Taliban is actually reporting to us where ISIS base camps are. This war is being won kinetically, but where ISIS will return, certainly with the way things are being discussed today, with bans on Muslims, keeping Muslims out of the United States, viewing the entirety of a religion of 1.6 billion people as a virus which we must confront as a nation, it will be the salvation of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. We may be, in fact, heading into the greatest growth period of terrorism since the morning of 9/11, or I should say, since the invasion of Iraq. Sending US forces onto the ground in the Middle East in large numbers, making rhetoric like you're going to seize their oil, moving the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, it's all that Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi could ask for. You may kill ISIS in Iraq and Syria, but now tens of thousands of young men may spring up out of nowhere and create the next generation ISIS, the follow-on Al-Qaeda. We saw that ISIS were younger, faster, and technologically savvy. What comes next is on us, because when we ignore the street and we talk like we have never had an expert in the world, and we use ideology and rhetoric against ideology and rhetoric, we will get an order of magnitude more terrorism in the world.